Well, as you can tell by the title of this video and the fact the card is now out of the case, it has died. I don't know what to say at this point. This is now the fourth 5000 series card I had, and the third power card I've gone through. For a reminder of what I've actually been going through for the past maybe year or so now, I originally had an XFX 5600 XT that died about like 2 to 3 days of use. It just stopped displaying an actual picture. I tried arming that, but they never got back to me, so I just had to send it back into Amazon. After that, I went to Newegg, got myself a PowerColor 5600 XT. That one worked completely fine, but the ball bearings and the fans were bad. I put up with it for like 6 months or so, and I eventually got to a point to where, okay, I'm arming this card, the fan noise is getting annoying. I armade it. They graciously upgraded me to a 5700 XT, and as we all know, that 5700 XT shot to bed within 3 days of use. I armade that. I got my replacement 5700 XT, and I actually had this thing packed away in the box because I didn't have an adequate power supply. So I had this thing packed away in a safe place until I got myself a new power supply. And as you saw in the previous video, I got myself that new power supply, a 750 watt SFX Cooler Master power supply that is more than adequate to run a 5700 XT, which of course it is still in my computer to this day. Give me a second to bring out the box. As you can see, this is the box right here from my power supply. As you saw, I still have it in the computer itself. So I'm at a complete loss right now. So what exactly was I doing to cause this card to die? Was I gaming? No. I was actually working on Tanka of all things. I'll show you exactly what I was doing. As you know, I have a dual monitor setup. So when I was working on Tanka, I had Pepakura open up on the main window here. And on my secondary window, I had Chrome up here, and I was watching a live stream. Give me a second. Is Griffin still streaming? Car streaming, so I guess I can swap to her if I want. There's Griffin right there. Let's hit live chat. So this is all that I was doing. I was working on Tanka. I'm trying to build a skirt and whatnot. And I had a live stream up to keep myself occupied and entertained because, let's be fair, doing stuff like this is fun for me, but it can get very boring and repetitive over time. So I need something to keep myself entertained, usually a YouTube video, a live stream, or whatever. If we're wondering about how hard the card is actually being hit, let's go to Task Manager, Performance. Let's go down GPU. Currently right now it's being utilized like what, 8, 7, 10%. It's barely even being used. Again, this is all I was doing. I wasn't doing any gaming or anything. Actually, at the end of this video, when I'm done yakking, I'll be splicing in some like 1 minute clips of me playing actual other games like Red Dead and maybe Resident Evil 8 or something. It depends on what I can actually find from the original recordings I did. But I was playing games on this 5700 XT for like 2 to 3 days to make sure it doesn't shit the bed. And when I thought that this card was actually going to function, I decided to stop playing games and actually start working on Tanka because I really want to get her finished. But of course, doing this caused the card to die. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this card back in my computer again, and we're going to see if it does anything. Will it do anything? No, it will not. What will happen is this screen will light up, the backlight will light up, but I get no image. And after about like maybe 20 seconds or so, the screen will go black, and there'll be no activity light on the hard drive lights, which means the motherboard itself doesn't even boot. The screen will detect that the card's there, but the computer itself, for some reason or another, refuses to post. But as you can tell, I have my RX 580 back in my system again, and everything's working. So I'm at a complete loss. I'm now 4 for 4 on 5000 series cards going bad on me in some form or another. And 3 for 3 on 5000 series cards that just outright die on me for no reason at all. I don't know what to say at this point. And I took very good care and I was very cautious when I got this card to make sure I don't do anything to upset it. And I will also switch between silent and overclock on the BIOS switch. It also won't do anything. But like I said, I'm at a complete loss. I don't know what to say. I'm not gonna blame Power Color. They've been putting up with me. They're gonna be putting up with me again. And like I said, they upgraded me to a 5700 XT even though I didn't ask for it. So they clearly still want to keep me as a customer. But at this point, I don't know what to say. I'm completely lost. I got myself a new power supply. I already made the original dead card and I waited to get a new power supply before I use this one. What else could there be? What else could be the issue? I've never had this happen to me before and I'm literally at a complete loss. So, since I've already repeated myself quite a few times, I'm actually going to stop. I'm going to come back when I get this card back in my system and we're going to see what happens. First, I want to watch Griffin roast this Fortnite tard, and I'm also going to do a little bit of work on Tanka. After that, then I'll shut the computer down, put the card in, and we're going to see what happens. Because let's be fair, I'm still kind of waking up, and I kind of want to watch Griffin roast someone. Well, I most definitely need Jesus after that cringe fest Griffin was watching. Holy crap, it was bad. So, with that said, I got the 5700 XT back in the computer. And let's just see what will happen. I get a little popping noise from my two speakers. The backlight turns on. But notice the amber light's still amber. And this will turn off in like maybe 5 seconds. There it goes. And the only things I have plugged in is the power and this, and of course my main display. I have my secondary turned off or unplugged. So it still refuses to boot. So let me turn it off. And if I go to here, give me a second, I'm gonna lock the autofocus. And we're gonna watch this. Notice how there is absolutely no hard drive activity coming from my indication light. It should be lighting up right about now. And yet it's not doing anything. So the motherboard just doesn't do anything with this card. Again, I don't know what causes this. I don't know what causes. God dang it! I don't know what makes this happen. Again, this is my third 57. This is my third 5000 series card that just dies on me for no reason at all. The only one that functioned properly was my original 5600 from Power Color. But again, though, I already made that because again the fans were bad. And of course, I don't want to get another 5600 because they graciously upgraded me to a 5700. And I want another 5700 again, or maybe a 6000 series card. I doubt that will happen because it is now the second 5000 series card I've went through. And I really don't want to be downgraded again. So, I don't know what to say at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down the computer, plug my RX 580 back in the system, and we're going to see what happens. So I'll go and do that and come back. Alright, got the RX 580 back in the computer. And I forgot to flip the switch. There we go. As you can tell now, the screen fully turns on as it should. and the computer will boot into the desktop in about 15 seconds, give or take. There we go. And everything's back up and running again. Like I said earlier, I'm at a complete loss. I have no idea why every single 5000 series card I've gotten has given me issues. I've only had one that functions properly, but like I said, I already made that because the fans were bad. And like I said, Power Color graciously upgraded me to a 5700, and I'm very gracious that they did that. I still want a 5700. I really do not want to get a 6000. But at this rate, I'm thinking the 5000 series, at least for me, is utterly cursed. So I doubt they'll upgrade me to a 6000 series. They'll just send me off another 5700. But at this point again, I am utterly confused. I don't know what the issue is. I got a new power supply. I know for a fact it's not the power supply. It's definitely not the motherboard. I don't know what to say at this point. And when it comes to the 5700, I wasn't daisy chaining like I was initially. These are two separate individual power cables. So I'm not daisy chaining anymore. So, like I said, I'm at a complete loss. There's like one or two more things I want to talk about the 5700 and then end the video. Now, I don't know if anyone from PowerCard will actually see this video. I will be linking it in the RMA and whatnot. But there is one thing I do want to mention for if they actually do see this video. That when it came to running this card, just it idling, sometimes the fans will just randomly ramp up for no reason at all. And all I'm doing is just idling on the desktop or watching a YouTube video like I'm currently in on my Mac Mini and whatnot. And the fans will just randomly ramp up. And the thing is, when I'm gaming, I had MSI Afterburner up so I can monitor temperatures and whatnot. I've never saw this thing go past 170 degrees Fahrenheit. So I have no idea why idling, the fans will just randomly start spooling for no reason at all. I would expect something like that if I was playing Minecraft, but I'm idling on desktop or I'm watching a YouTube video. Doing something like that is not demanding at all on this class of a card. So I think that's really the only other major thing I want to note when it comes to this particular 5700. The original 5700 I had never did that. So, like I said, I'm at a complete loss. I got myself a new power supply. I'm not daisy chaining the supplementals. I don't know what else to say. So, I'm going to edit this video together. I'm going to add the little bits of me actually playing games on this thing, like for like 2 or 3 days. They're going to be like maybe 1 minute clips or something like that I just managed to find. I'll add those together at the very end, and that'll pretty much be the end of the actual video, because I do want to show that, hey, I was actually doing gaming on this thing and it was functioning completely fine. And of course, like I said today, it just died when I was using Pepakura and watching a live stream. So like I said, I'm at a complete loss. I don't know what to do. I'm going to RMA this thing again. They'll at the very least send me another 5700 XT, and we'll go from there. So I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Why? I don't know. This game is completely dead when it comes to multiplayer. But as you can tell, I'm currently in the train and I got Mara that's trying to blow me up. So I thought I'll just record for a little while, see if we can actually capture the guy's name. Because when he tries to blow me up, he killed himself 2 times and it says I killed him. So I just want to see if I can catch it again. Luckily, since I'm in this train, he can't really do shit to me, so I'll just keep going. I really should have grabbed my tripod for this. Give me a second, I'm gonna see if I can get something set up to where you can kind of see what's going on. Will this work? It will, but the angle sucks ass. So like I said, I think the GPU is going to work completely fine. I don't think it's going to shit the bed on me like the original one did. I still don't know for certain if it was the power supply that killed the original 5700 or what. But this one seems to be doing a lot better than the original one did. Though the cable management, it is pain. It's nothing but pain, especially how I had to duct tape the PCI cables for the card itself. Now I plan on getting some cable mod cables for this thing down the road, but I'm not going to do that until I get myself my small form factor case from Cooler Master. Since I already have a Cooler Master power supply, I might as well also go for the Cooler Master small form factor case and whatnot. Now I don't know the name, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, which I'll actually show you what it is in a second. But when it comes to actually stress testing this thing, I've been playing heavy games like Cyberpunk 2077. I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, but whenever I play that game, HDR turns off and I just completely yeeted that game off the hard drive, because let's be fair, Red Dead 2 Online is completely dead, just like the name itself is. So when it comes to, like I said, Cyberpunk and heavy games like that, Flight Sim 2020 and whatnot, and what I've actually been doing for the most part is just loading up Resident Evil 8, getting Lady D, or Big Mom, or whatever we call her, in this locked position where she just stares at you, and I just pop into photo mode, and you can tell that I am in game, because if I move the camera, I'm in game, I'm in phone mode right now. So I'm putting a fairly decent load onto my card, and I'm just letting it idle like this for about maybe 2 to 3 hours, or until I get bored of looking at her, because let's be fair, this is my main rig and I do want to do something more than just staring at Best MILF. But as of right now, that's what I've been doing, is just kind of stress testing this thing, and it seems like everything's working, so I don't really think this car is going to shit the bed. So with that said, this already took another 4 minutes of your time. I'll come back when I start building the skirt.